Hello friends. So in today's lecture we will study about tissues of human body. So before starting the lecture or before starting detail about tissues, we will just see a basic and general introduction of tissues and how they are formed. So basically tissues, they are made up of cells, and cell, it is the smallest unit of the body. Cell, it has all characteristics such as they can grow, divide and get multiplied to form a tissue, and finally they form the organ. So generally all the cells, when they come together, they will form structure of organs, and also they help in functioning of the human body. So now moving towards tissues, when group of cells having similar structure and function and similar characteristics, when they come together they form a tissue. Means what happens when many cells, when n number of cells, they have same structure, characteristics and functions, all such cells, they come together and form a single tissue. Now also we will see that study of tissues, it is called as histology. Now all the layer of cells, they are attached to the basement membrane, and they are connected to other tissues with the help of other binding connective tissue. Now because of this arrangement, all the tissues, they remain in one place, or all the cells of the tissues, they remain in one place. Now what will happen next is that many tissues, they organize and they form a single organ, and many organs, they organize or they come together and form a system in a human body. All the substances of tissues, they are bathed or they are soaked in extracellular fluid for getting nutrients, etc. Also these tissues, they help in transporting substances and carry out chemical reactions in the body. Next, moving towards the classification. So based on the same characteristics, structure and functions, human tissues or tissues of body, they are divided into four different types. First one is epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscle tissue and nervous tissue. Moving towards epithelial tissue, now generally there is an embryonic tissue from which all different tissues and organs of the body develops, and this embryonic tissue, it consists of germ layers known as ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. So basically all the tissues of the human body, they are derived from a single embryonic tissue, and this embryonic tissue, it consists of three germ layers known as ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. Next, moving towards characteristics of epithelial tissue. So this epithelial tissue, it is widespread throughout the body. Means many parts of the body, it consists lining of epithelial tissue. Also, it helps in covering or it helps in lining body surfaces. It also lines body cavities and hollow organs. Hollow organs, for example, stomach, esophagus, intestine, all these organs, they have lining of epithelial tissue. Also it lines the tubular structures, or we can say tube like structures such as blood vessels and veins. All these, they are lined by the epithelial tissue. It also lines the glandular tissue, or it is present in major glands such as exocrine and endocrine glands. So all these organs, they have lining of epithelial tissue. Next, moving towards the function of epithelial tissue, it helps in giving protection, secretion, absorption, filtration, excretion, diffusion and sensory reception. All these are the functions performed by the epithelial tissue. So as you can see in this diagram, or as you can see this image, here they have given epithelial tissue and their functions. It helps in protecting the skin. It helps in exchange of gases and protection in the lungs. It helps in secretion of various components in the liver. It helps in filtration of various components from the kidneys. In intestine, it helps in absorption, and in thyroid, it helps in secretion of various hormones. So all these are the functions that are performed by the epithelial tissue. And as you can see in this diagram, this is the layer of epithelial tissue. Moving next, we will study the types of epithelial tissue. So generally, epithelial tissue, it is divided into three main types. First one is simple epithelium, second is stratified epithelium, and third one is pseudo stratified epithelium. So simple epithelium means what? As the name suggests, there is only single layer of cells which is attached to the basement membrane. So in a simple epithelium, there will be only single layer of cells, and that layer of cells, they are present on the, or they are attached to the basement membrane. Further, simple epithelium, it is divided into four types: simple squamous epithelium, simple cuboidal epithelium, simple columnar epithelium, and simple ciliated epithelium. Second type is stratified epithelium. Stratified means what? It consists of two or more than two layers of cells. So in a stratified epithelium, the cells, there are two or more than two layers of cells which are attached to the basement membrane. It is again divided into four types: stratified squamous, stratified cuboidal, stratified columnar, and transitional epithelium. Third type is pseudostratified epithelium. So as the name suggests, pseudostratified means what? When we see the epithelium, it will be shown, or it will have appearance that there are several layers of cells. But originally, there is only a single layer of cells which are directly touching to the basement membrane. This concept, it will get more clear as we move towards the explanation and diagrammatic representation of the epithelium. So moving further, first type we will study under simple epithelium is the simple squamous epithelium. So as you can see in the diagram, it is shown that there is only one single layer of flat cells which are attached on the basement membrane. And these layer of cells, they form a plane surface at the top. Now, the characteristic of this tissue is they are very thin. As the layer of this tissue, it is very thin, it will help in functions such as diffusion, osmosis, and filtration. Now, generally, simple epithelium, it is present in organs, or it lines organs such as heart, blood vessels, lymphatic vessels, and alveoli of lungs, where it will be easy for performing functions such as diffusion, osmosis, and filtration. Next, second type is the cuboidal epithelium. So as you can see in the diagram, and as the name suggests, cuboidal means what? The cells, they are cube-like structure, or the shape of cells are cube-like, which are arranged on the basement membrane. Now this type of epithelium, it has function of secretion and absorption. So it helps in secretion of various components and absorption of different nutrients, etc., from the organs. Now these epithelium, they are present on the simple glands, or these epithelium, it lines various glands, and hence its other name is the glandular epithelium. Third type is the columnar epithelium. So again, as the name suggests, columnar means the cells are column-like in structures, and they are very tiny in shape, and it is single layer of cells which are attached on the basement membrane. Now, generally, this type of tissue, or this type of epithelium, it is found on the gastrointestinal tract, and it helps in secretion of mucus. Now, the function of secretion of mucus, it is done by the goblet cells which are present on this columnar epithelium. Next, fourth one is ciliated epithelium. So as you can see in the diagram, the structure of ciliated epithelium, or the structure of cells, are column-like in structure, and as they possess hair-like structures on its top, hair-like structures, they are called as cilia. Hence the name is ciliated epithelium. Also, This type of epithelium consists of goblet cells which helps in secretion of mucus. Now the mucus which is secreted by the goblet cells, it is spread with the help of cilia as it moves towards this cilia. It helps in spreading the mucus which is secreted, and this mucus, it will move towards mouth either to get spit out or to get swallowed. So in basically ciliated epithelium, it is a combination of two components, that is column-like cells and hair-like structures called as cilia, which are present on the top of the cells. It also consists of goblet cells through which mucus is secreted, and that secreted mucus, it is spread in the respiratory tract with the help of this cilia. So as it move upwards, that mucus, it will get spit out or swallowed.